Welcome to another video, and today we're going to be giving you a van tour of my van. It's a Toyota proace here, and just straight away I want to start by saying why I picked this van. For me, it was the perfect size. I had to think about what tools I had, what was the longest tool, the widest tool, think about a 1-year plan as well as a 5-year plan. So what tools I'm going to be investing in the future, and is it going to fit everything in? So I'm going to give you a little tour inside. Let's jump in and I'll show you why it is set up how it is. So straight away I just want to start by looking at the back doors. This is a great way of utilising space. So on these we have our little Wolfgarten attachments, and the Wolfgarten handles actually slide in just under here and they can just slide in and out. I have 2 of those that will connect these. So on this side we have 2 different attachments here for hoeing and drawing up the ground. And then I have my Milwaukee gloves. I like to keep gloves hung up just because it helps them dry as well, especially working through the winter. And then on this side we have the same again, 2 different attachments here for the Wolfgarten, again for tidying up the ground. And then we have some Tough Red gloves that were brought for me actually from Japan, just hung up there. They're a thinner glove, and again they'll dry nicely on there. To attach them, these are simple little clips. You can buy these for, these are like £1 something in B&Q. These work out at about, I think, 30-40p each. These are actually used for connecting pipes, but they work really well for just being able to store your tools. Okay, so now we've looked at the rear doors here, we want to have a look inside the van. I just want to say efficiency is key, so I charge per job rather than per hour. So the one thing I don't want to be doing is fiddling around trying to find a tool. I want to be able to get in there and get the tool out without having to move anything out the way. So it's easy to grab, easy to get out. So here's the back of the van. Now I'm going to run through what tools I use, but this is what I will take with me daily. Now remember, I don't really do lawn cutting, but I can fit in sideways along the back there if needed a lawn mower, 21-inch rear roller Honda. But let's start on the hedge cutter side of things. So from the back doors, all of my Husqvarna gear, hedge cutter wise, is accessible. We have 3 different Husqvarna hedge cutters. We have a smaller one on the left here, and then on the right I have a medium length one and our long reach one with a strimmer in the middle. The strimmer I will use sometimes when cutting hedges, especially along field boundaries. It's nice just to strim a line underneath the hedge. It leaves a really nice clean finish. Now these are just, again, some cheap hooks. I don't use anything fancy, but they're nice and strong and sturdy. I haven't had those fall off, so yeah, they're really handy to use. Again, you can pick those up in B&Q or Wix and places like that. What I do is put just a tiny little cord around each tool, just so it doesn't rattle around and bang around when I'm driving. That's one thing that really annoys me, and these are super easy just to ping off and then ping back on at the end of the day. So all the Husqvarna battery gear is accessible from the back doors here. I don't have to reach in and fiddle around. We have a Milwaukee golden spade, and then the smaller bulldog spade and fork for if I'm doing any border work. And as I mentioned earlier, the Wolfgarten handles are just down here. In here we have our fuels, all accessible, easy to get hold of. That can just slide out. Some strimmer wire and strimmer goggles here. Sort of fuel mix. Now the only fuel tool I'm really using at the moment is the leaf blower steel, so I don't actually need much fuel, which is why it's not often being used, but I can put my fuel mix in there and that will last me a long time. Also here, this is a little bottle of disinfectant. So in here it's a tiny bit of bleach to water, and this I will spray just on the blades between gardens, so I'm not spreading any diseases. So the hedge cutters here, I could hook them out and then just quite easily just spray them and they're good to go. So that is easily accessible, as well as one more Wolfgarten attachment there. Under here as well we have a little clip again with my gold leaf gloves. They can dry really nicely there, so again I'm not leaving anything that's going to get damp at all. It's going to dry nicely, it's a nice airflow to it. We also have our little giant ladder here. So this one comes with me everywhere. It extends. Really handy ladders, they can extend and be made bigger and smaller as well. I will use an Iwaki tripod ladder as my main ladder on big hedges. They're so much more stable and again easy to manoeuvre, but because it's an 11-foot Pro, that goes up here on the roof bars. We also have our rakes. The rakes, again, half gutter pipe just in here connected into the roof there, and again we've got rakes in here and also an extendable pole pruner if needed. So that's everything accessible from the back. But we do also have a little Iwaki kneeling pad, super handy. I'd recommend that because you do want to look after your knees in the garden industry. But that's everything that's accessible from the back. So let's have a look at the side doors, where we have twin side loading doors on this vehicle. Okay, so as mentioned, the proace has twin side loading doors. So let's have a look in here. Now from this end we have my Makita battery hedge cutter. This one I specifically use for box, so that just hooks on and off of the edge here. Easily accessible again if I need the Makita one. And I've got a couple of pairs of ear defenders on here as well. The steel Bluetooth ones are fantastic, it means I can listen to podcasts or music while I'm cutting and working away. And again, I can also access the wolf garden hose from this end as well if needed. Here we have some sheets and my buckets. Sheets are great for when clipping. Again, we've got the Iwaki sheets and also just some white table sheets there, and a metal bucket which I'll take round with me. I'll put water in there and again a little solution of bleach so that I can keep my shears and tools disinfected when clipping. So from here we have our Husqvarna battery box, where we have 3 Husqvarna batteries, a Makita battery and the 2 chargers. We'll be adding an extra box this year, a Makita one, for some extra Makita batteries, as I'm going to be investing in some Makita tools as well. Here we have, I'll often access this from the other door, I'll just show you our Iwaki bag here, and in here is everything I need for the topiary side of it. We've got 3 different pairs of shears, we've got loppers, we've got garden snips, topiary clippers, we've got a hori, we've got our bleach that I've mentioned, everything for sharpening and cleaning as we go. Everything that I need for topiary is in here. We've got secateurs, etc. So this is all ready to go, so that nice and compact, when I turn up on site I can hook that out and just take that with me to where I'm going. So moving round to the other side of the van, in here you will see the other ends of the hedge cutters and the strimmer. Now if I unclip this, I can hook these off from this side as well, so it's quite handy to know I can access these from either the back doors or the side doors. Back door is easier, it's a little bit more fiddly hooking these off from this side, but from this side it's easier to get the Iwaki bag. And also we have our steel leaf blower, which is just, again, everything is tied down, just tied down in there to stop that rattling and bashing around as we drive. So I'm going to show you the front of the cab now and show you what's in there. Okay, front cab, so I'll give you a little view in here as to what I use, how I run it in here as well. It's good to use storage space in the front too. Straight away though, hot chocolate in the cup holder. Who doesn't love hot chocolate? I absolutely love it. Funnily enough, my wife is a barista, she absolutely loves coffee, and I hate coffee. I'm a hot chocolate man through and through, so you'll always see hot chocolate in my van. So it's a little bit messy in here, but straight away in here I have my first aid kit. I always want that accessible, so straight away I know exactly where it is. I can grab that, hook it out, and it's good to go. And then under here, what I like with the Toyota proace is we have storage. So straight away in here I've got extra fleeces, etc. in there, plus some high-vis jackets underneath. I've got my waterproofs here as well, and I've also got a little climbing kit underneath if needed, as well as under the seat, easily accessible, toolkit. So that straight away has got everything in it that I need if one of my hedge cutters or tools or machines broke or needs a little bit fixing. I can just grab that straight out from underneath the seat and it's good to go. So that is the van, and any questions please fire them away in the comments box. But I would say, so straight away I said, with my van I want everything accessible and easy to grab. Efficiency is key, but also just for the tools, everything is tied down, secured in place, and that means it's not going to be rolling around, getting bashed, getting broken in there. I also don't like to leave waste in here, so I like to leave the van nice and clear overnight. Thankfully a lot of my clients, the majority, have places I can get rid of waste on site, but sometimes I do have to get rid of it. So in here we will also have some ton bags. I took them out the way, but I'll fold some ton bags in the middle here and I can take those around with me for the waste. But anyway, hope you've liked the video. As I said, fire any questions or views in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one.